Good morning, my lovely Periscope people. Thank you so much to the replay viewers. Just showing off my pretty necklaces there. So, good morning. For those of you who don't know me, good morning, Robinson. If you guys put your name in, hey, there's another confident one. I'm getting all sorts of people. Hi, good morning. You can put your name in if you want to shout out. You can put hearts on the screen if you like what you see or hear. You can share if you think it's super, super awesome. I'm Nicole. If you don't know me, I am at, hi, Becky. I like that you're confident too, that we have that in common already. I am Nicole. I blog over at Confident Foundation. My site is all about encouraging women to embrace their talents and beauty in every area of life. I mostly scope about parenting, Christian things, related things, makeup, and blogging. So this is kind of, I found that Periscope is my outlet to basically just kind of get out everything else that I didn't have a place for on my blog. And I also use it to help me like kind of hash out upcoming post ideas, because if I talk things out, then it makes a lot more sense. So just about every morning, thank you. I'm so excited. We just recently brought on several girls, and I'm just super excited about the way that the site is going, and super, super excited about it. Cool, good things are happening. So just about every morning, not every morning, but just about every morning, I try to talk while I'm doing my makeup and share about my makeup, and then share about whatever's on my heart. So that is an easy way for me as a busy mom to be able to multitask. And also I've always loved like watching YouTube videos on makeup, because I think it makes a lot more sense if you can actually see what they're doing while they're doing it, and you're like, oh, they do it that way, that's cool. So today I'm talking about why you as a busy mom need to volunteer. So, and the reason I'm talking about this today is because here in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be heading to my volunteer place, which is a place called Building Blocks. Hi, welcome. And it is in Tyler, Texas, and I have volunteered there now for almost 2 years. And a couple years ago, I was reading the book Crazy Love. Has anybody here read Crazy Love by Frances Chan? It's an amazing, amazing book. And if you haven't read it, you really need to, especially if you're a Christian. Yes, amazing book, right? So amazing. So I was reading it, and I was in this really, to give you guys a little bit of background, I am a wife of 11 years. I have 2 amazing kids. At that time, they were both still home with me. Now they're both in school, sad tears. My one's in pre-K and the other one's in 2nd grade. At that time, a couple years ago, they were both still home. When I started volunteering, I had a 5 and a 3-year-old. And I work from home about 25 hours a week and have for many, many years now, between 25 and 40. Let's be honest. If you're an entrepreneur, most of the time you don't have any clue how much you're working. You just know you're always working. But my husband was in the military, so that was a very crazy life, and then he got out of the military and has been a full-time student for the past 3 years at the University of Texas at Tyler. We also live with our in-laws, and so while that's a blessing, it also means extra people. Coast Guard. He was in the Coast Guard for 8.5 years, which was a lot of fun. We got to, military life's just challenging no matter what, but we got to see the world, or the United States. We did not. He got to see the world. I got to see the United States. But we lived all up and down the East Coast for the whole time he was in, which was amazing. So all of that to say that when this started out, thank you. I will thank him too. Yes, after being in the military, even the easiest branch, I am just so thankful for the men and women and their families and their kids. You really just don't know what kind of sacrifice it is until you start living it. His brother's also in the Army. So we're kind of just a military family all around here, which is awesome. But all of that to say, when God first started speaking to me about this, and I'm a Christian, so this is all going to come from a Christian perspective, but thank you. Oh, I will be talking about how it doesn't really feel like that sometimes, but you do what you're called to do. Oh, and if you're on here, there's Lauren Copeland. I'm not sure if that's actually her Periscope handle, but she is doing this awesome series this week about multitasking and managing your time and your priorities and everything. And I just watched her first scope yesterday, and she's doing these printables and stuff. And like I said, I'm not even sure what her handle is for sure. But if you go to laurenecopeland.com, I think, just Google it, you'll find her. But, oh, it was so good. Because I even know when I like talk about and share these things, but sometimes it's easy to get off track yourself, and so just having somebody else be like, okay, you need to sit down, you need to define your priorities, and here's like a matrix to help you like get all of the stuff out of your brain onto paper. It was so good. I sat down yesterday and I did that, and I'm feeling much better. Anyways, a little shout out to her. She does, I don't even know if she's following me, but I was just super impressed with her. So the time that all this came in, I read Crazy Love because somebody else who I just heard speak had talked to, like, just said how amazing it was, how it changed her life. So I read it, and I got super convicted. Yes, she's so good. I need to go back and watch the one for today because I did the Matrix thingy last night, and I've been so overwhelmed lately that it helped me be like, oh, okay, focusing on the important and not urgent, and the important and urgent, and letting the other stuff slide, which is why I'm talking and doing my makeup at the same time. At the time that it happened, I read Crazy Love, and I was like, God. Oh, I was going to say too, even if you're not a Christian, I'll be coming at this from a Christian angle because I am a Christian. Even if you're not a Christian, you should still volunteer, and just take what I'm saying and then apply it to you and your belief system, because I believe everyone can and should volunteer. And there's so many, things like food banks and just there's so many ways to volunteer, guys. There are so many amazing places that need people. So even if you don't believe what I believe, then you should still listen to this and then take away from it what you will. But I'm a Christian, so I was talking to God, and I was like, God, I'm the one who needs help. I'm the one who's completely overwhelmed right now. I'm the one who is dealing with all of this stuff. I need somebody to help me out. But then I got really super convicted, because it was kind of like, really? Do you? You're kind of ridiculously blessed. And I felt like my whole life, like he was talking about, I believe it was in that book, or maybe it was one of the different books I was reading, because it's cool how God brings everything all together at once. And good morning. If you want to say nice things, just give me hearts on the screen. Otherwise, I have to block you, which is sad for everyone and distracting. But hearts are always welcome. Sorry, getting distracted. Oh, while I'm distracted, I was going to tell you, back in the day, I read that you are never supposed to match your eyeshadow with your clothes. I don't even know. I got Vogue, a subscription to Vogue or something. No, one of those fashion-y things. But I'm here to tell you, as a beauty blogger, self-proclaimed expert, that I think that that's silly, because I always match my eyeshadow to my stuff because I like matching. Anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. So I was talking to God, and I was like, I'm the one who needs to be served. I'm the one who needs people to come help me. I'm drowning in a sea of busyness, and it's not okay, and it's not cool, and I need to be helped out. And then, I just got super convicted, because I was like, okay, my whole life I've learned and known the Bible, and I've kind of, like how James says, be a doer of the word, not a hearer only. Well, I could quote you it backwards, forward, sideways, up and down, but I had rarely actually done it. I'd not hardly ever lived it. I couldn't even tell you who the least of these were, because I'd never had any contact with them. I was in my nice little Christian bubble filled with Christian people and Christian things, and it was awesome, but it wasn't. And God does want you to serve the church, and so that is one amazing way that you can volunteer, is helping out in Sunday school and stuff. But I knew that he wanted me to actually get out there and serve people who really truly needed it. And so then it just so happened at that time that I found out about a ministry that allowed moms, that they had to have moms, and you were allowed to bring your kids along because they provided childcare. And basically you were a mentor mom to moms. There, right next door was a pregnancy resource center, and so that's basically the Christian alternative to Planned Parenthood. So they give girls ultrasounds, give them, medical advice and counsel, and then help them decide to keep their babies and help them. And so once they do that and the girls decide to keep their babies and raise their babies, then they send them over to Building Blocks. And what Building Blocks is it's a parenting program that teaches them how to be a good parent, because obviously as moms we know babies don't come with manuals, and it's something even I wish I would have had. I mean, I really wish it. So then we take them step by step through pregnancy. We give them childbirth classes. We give them parenting classes. And then for everything they do, they earn points to get items. Yes, it's so cool. And they get items in the shop that they have everything baby, from pack and place to onesies to burp rags to baby toys, books. And so very easily for stuff like watching our videos and going to the doctor and reading books about parenting, then they can go and get stuff. So it's not just like handouts, they're learning and growing. And so, sorry guys, I've got to block him. Ninja block. So they are super, super awesome, and I just love them. And so, like, even as a busy mom, that's not an excuse, because like that's the excuse that I used to God. And then he's like, okay, well, what if I open up this perfect opportunity for you, and then you can have no excuses? And I was like, okay. So for the last 2 years, I've dedicated from 10 to 2 every week, a big huge chunk of my life. But the main reason you need to volunteer is because it will change you. Like, I went in thinking that it was about me pouring into these women's lives and teaching them and, showing them what I knew about being a mom and parenthood. But it was really that God put me there to work on me and to show me what I needed to fix in my life. And I have been, it's been amazing in my marriage, in my parenting, in being thankful for the things I have and being thankful for my parents. Like, I have grown so much as a person, with the privilege of getting to work with these women. And it's just been amazing. Like, I might fuss about something, and then I go sit down to talk to a woman who's been abused. Oh, and I'm just like, okay, my husband's amazing. Or, I talk to somebody who's lost, has had several miscarriages, and then I go home and I hug my babies even closer. Or I talk to somebody whose parents abandoned them. Or I talk to, just heavy stuff, guys. Heavy, heartbreaking stuff. And then too, there have been Christians who come in, and there's this one gal, and it's up against the world, and yet her testimony of telling me that she knows that God will see her through, when it's like stuff I've never even had to come close. Being worried she can't pay the rent, being worried she's going to be evicted, having horrible health issues and nothing to pay for it. And I'm just going, my faith is like this big, and your faith is like huge. So the reason you should volunteer most of all is because God is going to use it to change you and change your life and change your marriage and change your kids. And so it's just so awesome. So never say you're too busy. And if you are too busy, like I was, and you genuinely have things like, I was like, okay, I have to have something that works with kids, and I have to have something that's my calling, and then you'll find it. Like, God will bring people into your life and then be like, hey, we need help with this, and it will do this. And just start searching. Yay, I'm so glad. That's awesome. And so, it's been such a big blessing in my life. And I just want to encourage other moms, because I know it's so overwhelming as moms. And I have a lot of mom friends who are like, I wish I could do something, but there's nothing for moms to do. But there is. It's more about stop making excuses and ask God to bring you something that's perfect, because He will. Because you can be like, well, God, I need it to do this and this, as long as they're reasonable, as long as you're not just making excuses. But if you say, God, I would love to volunteer, but I need this and I need this, He'll be like, here you go. Here's what you need. Here's what they need. And it's just been so cool to see it. But speaking of which, I have got to get going to my mentorship program, and now I have several moms and couples who are coming in, and it's just been amazing. And I wish there was a program like this everywhere, and I know there's not, but either God will bring you to the program in your area that He needs you in, or maybe He'll have you start one, depending on how much you can handle. or how much he can help you handle, I should say. He always gives you more than you can handle. You have to trust him for your strength. Thank you, ladies, so much for jumping on. I'm so happy that a couple of you said that this is just what you needed. So God must have known that when he had me do that today. But I hope you all have a really amazing, amazing day. Go ahead and watch the replay if you didn't get all of it. You can still give me hearts on the replay, and you can still share this out with your people on Twitter. And you ladies have a beautiful day, and I am off to go do my thing. Bye. My small broadcast never went.